Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be going over 5 different techs, or technically 5 different tips with the Otoya that I feel like everybody needs to know. I used this ability recently for my newest video, so if you guys want to check that out, it'll be on the screen right now. But yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, the very first tech is something that's pretty obvious that I feel like a lot of people just aren't doing with the Otoya. Or like, some people are doing it, some people aren't. But it's using stealthy steps as like a self-pass sort of. So you just flick the ball up, and then you just run to it. I know normal self-pass dribbling is like this. With stealthy steps, you can cover a lot more distance and actually get further with this. I think this is kind of just like a Walmart version of Yukimiya's move, but it's still a great way to utilize stealthy steps. And the biggest difference between this and normal self-passing is the fact that stealthy steps actually cancels when you touch the ball. So ideally, it's just better for the ball to be further from you. However, it is possible to mess this up. Let me show you guys a clip of me messing this up. Nice. Yo, I might be special. I didn't know it'd make it go that far. Anyways, GK just leaves the net for some reason, so free goal. Alright, so the mistake was pretty simple. I kind of just didn't realize I had Karasu flow equipped and I shot it too far. Even generally, you can shoot it quite far. I would honestly recommend just not looking up while you shoot it and just shoot a normal full power self pass. And obviously make sure nobody's in front of you or in the direction you're self passing. And as long as you do those things, I think you should be completely fine. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to like include that in this section just so you guys know, like, I'm not gonna lie, it is possible to mess up the self-pass tech and give your enemies the ball. It's kind of like a situational thing, but it is really nice to use. So yeah, let's move on to the next tech. Alright, so the second tip we got is with stealthy steps again, and something a lot of people don't know with stealthy steps is the fact that you can actually use this to steal the ball. So pretty much you just pop stealthy steps, and then you just run into your opponent. I did also press steal at the same time. I don't know if this is a necessity, but just keep that in mind. But pretty much you just pop stealthy steps into your opponent and you can easily steal the ball from them. This is a really good tech. However, another underrated way to actually utilize stealthy steps with this is to... So let's say I'm trying to beat the defender in a 1v1. You can pass the ball to them, pop stealthy steps, and actually steal the ball. Most people just not going to expect this, and honestly, it's just going to be a free steal. And a lot of the times, especially in 1v1s, this can count as like a second dribble, sort of. That's why I feel like Otoya is honestly one of the most underrated abilities, just because of how overpowered techs like this are. It's obviously important to note a few things. One, don't do this too far, because if you give them enough time, they'll just be able to dribble or get out of the way from your stealthy steps. And two, make sure to just do this incredibly fast so they don't actually have a chance to react to you. This is honestly like kind of situational as well, because I generally just like to use the normal dribble and then self pass to get more distance from myself and to the enemy's net. I feel like that's a lot more value. But yeah, just it's important to note this, and I think this is a really good utility to use for 1v1s. Let's move on to the next tip. Alright, so now we're on to the next tip, and this is going to be based off of around ninja dribble. So this kind of applies for every single dribble, honestly, but make sure to use it from like as close as you can to your enemy and not too far, because a lot of the times what happens when you pop ninja dribble is you pop it from too far away and you end up right beside them, and a lot of the times they can just tackle you immediately after, which makes the dribble pointless. This clip, I believe I have a pretty good distance. Keep in mind I am in awakening though, so like my dribble is going to go a bit further. However, just like get to a distance where you're not too far away from them and you're not too close to them is all I want to say. It's kind of like a general tip for dribbles, but I noticed this while playing Otoya myself, that a lot of the times I ended up beside my opponent, and that did kind of mess me up a bit. So the final tip I want to go over is around the awakening. The awakening shot Otoya has is honestly really nice for getting long range shots off, and in this clip I actually do get like a close to half court shot off. What I do is pop Karasu flow and then I shoot from half court. I think this is honestly one of the most powerful shots in the entire game, and by power I mean like general like in-game stat power. Like it goes stupidly far. It's honestly like a better version of Borrow shot. Of course with Borrow you need to steal from your teammate, but like Borrow shot has like little to no power, especially in comparison to this, even though like Borrow is the character with power, which I think is kind of stupid. But yeah, like just the main tip that I really want to give with the Otoya is the fact that you should really use this shot from long distances in comparison to mid or close range. I feel like that's a really common mistake a lot of people are making. Obviously don't go too long, because even I've tried to shoot from half court sometimes and the AI just saves it. Like I'll like get like a decent distance, like the one that I was in the clip. I would say like 2 to 3 lines close to the net. And yeah, that's about it for the video, to be honest. There's not too much text I could really go over with the Otoya. If you guys have any tips yourself, comment them below and I'll pin any good comments. Have a wonderful day, and goodbye.